It's official, gang. The Hillary Clinton campaign is being investigated by the Durham Russia probe. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest filing by the Durham investigation. We're going to see how that filing makes it clear that Clinton's campaign is indeed under investigation as we speak. And stick with me to the very end of this video when we'll find out why, when all is said and done, Hillary may finally end up in handcuffs. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Stevie with you. Great to be with you. As always, I'm your daily fake news antidote. As each and every day, I provide patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Now, before we begin, we are almost there, gang. It's just days away, Christmas. And this is your opportunity to get an amazing t-shirt for the Patriots in your life. We've got the best designs in the world, like our latest Let's Go Brandon t-shirts. Your family and friends are going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on that link below. Get your Patriot merch today. Just got a couple of days left to get one of these designs that are the perfect Christmas gift for the Patriots in your life. So don't wait. Click on that link in the description below to both support this channel and spread Patriot hope. And let's make this the most patriotic Christmas ever. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We've got a scoop, a hot scoop, coming from the Substack of Technofog, who's a lawyer, writer, and researcher. And he's found something that I haven't seen any other pundit pick up on it yet. Now, according to the latest files from Special Counsel John Durham, the Hillary Clinton campaign is right now under investigation. It's a very, very insightful scoop because it requires a bit of legal expertise to see what's going on here, but Technofog does a great job of clearing the fog of confusion for us, all right? So we do need some backstory to what's going on here. It's very interesting, very intriguing, if not maddening, absolutely maddening. It all centers, of course, on the now infamous Russian dossier that purported to provide salacious details of a trip that Donald Trump supposedly took to Russia several years back that Putin was using to blackmail Trump when he was running for president. That's what's behind. When all is said and done, that's what's behind this whole Russian collusion insanity that obsessed CNN and MSNBC for over 3 years. Mainstream media outlets like the British Guardian even got involved, where they were absolutely convinced about the authenticity of the dossier, and they believed that Putin was using it to control Trump both during his campaign and even after he destroyed Clinton on November 8th. But as you know, that was just the tip of the iceberg with all of this. This phony dossier was also offered by FBI personnel like Peter Strzok as the sole piece of so-called evidence used to obtain FISA warrants, FISA standing for Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, to spy on the Trump campaign. We now know that the dossier wasn't simply used to discredit the Trump campaign. It was also used by the FBI to obtain FISA warrants to spy on the campaign. So, of course, that takes us to a whole new level. Well, as we all now know, that dossier was 100% fabricated, which meant that the very foundation for the media's obsession with the Russia collusion fiasco is nothing but a total and complete lie, as well as the sole grounds for the obtaining of the FISA warrants by FBI operatives. The dossier was totally and completely fabricated, and the whole thing collapsed. And so, the fundamental question, I mean, there are many questions in all this, but the fundamental questions are, who created this dossier, who put this fraud together, and who paid for it, who funded it, who wanted this fraud put together and perpetrated among the masses, as it were? Well, the answer to the latter question is easy. We now know that that phony dossier was bought and paid for by the Clinton campaign in order to use it to manufacture and propagate the phony Russian collusion hoax aimed at discrediting the Trump candidacy. Of course, with the gleeful help and assistance from the left-wing activists disguised as journalists in the mainstream media. They hired a political research firm in DC called Fusion GPS, which turned around and hired the British spy Christopher Steele to dig up dirt on Trump. And so this is where we find out who actually put this dossier together. As it turns out, it was a Russian citizen and U.S. resident, Igor Danchenko. Danchenko appears to be the one who actually put together all the absurdities in this dossier. He delivered it over to the former British spy Christopher Steele, who then handed the dossier over to Hillary Clinton campaign. So right now, as we speak, Durham has indicted 2 individuals. We have one indictment from the side of the person who fabricated the dossier, that's Igor Danchenko, and one indictment from the side that helped to finance the dossier, and that's a Clinton operative by the name of Michael Sussman. Sussman was one of the Clinton attorneys who helped to arrange the financial transaction between the Clinton campaign and the dossier. So Sussman was indicted in September, I believe, and most recently, Danchenko was indicted. He's charged with 5 counts of lying to the FBI about the sources he used for fabricating the dossier that he delivered over to Christopher Steele, who in turn, of course, sold it to the Hillary Clinton campaign. It's a yada, yada, yada. So it has now been absolutely confirmed that the money that Steele got to finance the fabricated dossier came directly from the Clinton campaign in a deliberate effort to tie Donald Trump to Russian interference in the election. And according to the New York Times, Durham is operating on a theory that the Clinton campaign knowingly continued to offer and submit dubious false information to the FBI even after they bought and paid for the dossier in order to get them to ratchet up their investigation of Trump during the 2016 campaign. So that's the backstory in all this. Well, now, the latest development in all this is absolutely huge. Danchenko, the guy who fabricated the dossier, he just got a new lawyer. His 2 other lawyers, for whatever reason, dropped the case. He just got a new lawyer by the name of Stuart Sears. Now, according to Durham's latest filing, the law firm that Sears belongs to, it's called Shurtler, Honorado, Mead, and Sears. That law firm, listen to this, quote, in addition to the representation of the defendant, Danchenko, a separate lawyer at the firm is currently representing the 2016 Hillary for America presidential campaign, i.e. the Clinton campaign, as well as multiple former employees of that campaign in matters before the special counsel. Now, did you catch that? According to this latest filing, the Clinton campaign and its employees are currently subject to matters before the special counsel. They're right now, as we speak, being investigated in some way, shape, or form by John Durham. It says it right there in the filings. And this filing is actually a potential conflict of interest filing. Durham is concerned because if the Clinton campaign is called to testify at Danchenko's trial, they can't be cross-examined by a lawyer whose own firm represents the witnesses. It's considered a conflict of interest, you know, all that sort of stuff. But the key here, it's small, it's subtle, but it stands out as glaringly explicit. This filing makes it absolutely clear that members of the Clinton campaign are currently subject to, quote, matters before the special counsel. My hat's off to Technofog for noticing this and helping us see what's really going on here. But this latest filing does indeed confirm that Hillary's 2016 campaign is actively under investigation by the Durham probe. And this makes the comments from the former director of national intelligence all the more tantalizing. John Ratcliffe confirmed that he's expecting what he said were many more indictments coming from the special counsel John Durham's investigation. He argued that anyone, and he did underline anyone, involved in the fabrication of that dossier was in jeopardy. So we'll obviously have to keep our eyes on how things develop here, but this is an absolutely fascinating development. Who knows? Maybe when all is said and done, we really are going to see Hillary in handcuffs after all. Lock her up. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video on how woke teachers are actually getting fired all across the country. It's going to absolutely make your day. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.